Give me a sec. Okay. Title of this video, Things Are Looking Up for Humanity. I know in my previous video I gave quite a stark and scary warning, but I thought that warning had to be shared. The number looked like 90%, but I believe we can reduce it quite dramatically. And it seems that that happens to be the case so far anyways. I've noticed a lot of amazing changes in the short amount of time in which it is we've experienced. I've seen families get closer, I've seen people get rid of their animosity and hatred towards each other, and I've seen people's minds begin to heal, their hearts begin to heal, and it just seems as though everyone's in a lot more pleasant energy, which is cool to see. So, it's good where humanity's heading. There's some things that annoy me, but, well, you know, you have to go with the flow. Just give me 1 second, please. So, I don't know, I've got a lot more faith in humanity. At times, I won't lie, I did not. But I need to look at things a little bit more clearly. I need to be able to look at more of the redeeming qualities of mankind. In order to realize that at some level or another, people are doing the best that is they can. I think what I like to see now is families getting closer together, and rivalries are beginning to dissolve and quieten down around the whole world. So that's really good. I think people are realizing family is really important. Your greatest gift that God gave you was you, and then your second greatest gift, which is a really important gift, was your family, because you needed a family to look after and raise you. So it's good to see people not getting caught up in the lifestyle that Hollywood sold for so long, and rather slow down and learn to focus on the things that are a lot more important, which is the lives in which it is that we have and the lives in which it is that we're surrounded by. Life is a very beautiful, precious thing. I just think humanity has taken it for granted for a long time, because many people had taken their own lives for granted. But I see that healing now. I see people having a lot easier time being transparent with who it is that they are. And ultimately, just our broken hearts healing, you know, in order to get us to places where we're not so plagued by our frustrations and anger. Because when we are plagued by frustration and anger, it blinds us, and we don't begin to be able to see that clearly. So it's a big lesson I had to learn, lesson of patience. A very angry guy, and I had to learn how to calm that anger down by realizing that most of the time it's quite pointless getting angry. It's just a lot better to look at people with love and humility. I mean, I wasn't really angry at people, I was just angry at life in general. But I had to do a lot of healing in order to fix that, in order to help me heal my own heart, so that I could somehow try to heal the hearts of others. Because if your heart's broken, well, it'll be a lot more difficult to try and mend and heal the hearts of others. So how I do that's quite simply through prayer and intention. Seems to work quite well, so I'm not giving that up anytime soon. And it's quite beautiful to see people become closer. Family, being able to look past the things that once frustrated us. I was never really frustrated with anyone. I suppose I was more so frustrated with myself for not being able to know how to manage myself, manage my anger. Very good thing to do. As I said before, I'm not particularly interested in becoming an angry, awful guy. No, I need to learn how to become a lot more loving. And bit by bit, day by day, it seems to be working quite well. And I suppose as I continue to heal my own heart, I am able to see the hearts of others healed around me. I think humans, we take ourselves for granted. We're such amazing beings with minds that have the ability to conceive thoughts at the speed of light. It's just what we do with those thoughts that's important. Our thoughts can either destroy us or help us. Our thoughts can either destroy others in our minds or heal them. So it's best to find as many reasons as possible to clarify and purify your thoughts towards yourself and towards others. And when you can be able to look at yourself through a clear, fresh and pure perspective, well, it becomes a lot easier to look at others in that way. Most of the time we're just frightened about how we're received amongst others. And most of the time we're just shy, So everyone's just a little bit shy. You have to realize that we're all dealing with our own insecurities. And so it's important to heal them one at a time. And to inspire others to not be insecure about themselves and their own life. I believe it's difficult for some people to see themselves in a higher light. But everyone came from a high light. I think it's best to understand our conception. Souls handpicked from heaven begin to be able to see through the eyes of angels. I've seen a lot of death in my life, but there's nothing cool about death. So I've tried to focus on life instead. Seems to help quite a bit. So I only speak about what I've gone through and how I've changed my perspective to remind people that we all have minds, we all have emotions, and we're all doing our best to manage them, to become more peaceful, more stable, more secure. And I find what helps with that incredibly well is patience. I didn't always used to have a strong sense of patience, but I realized that once you can learn to be more trusting in yourself and your life and God, well, then you have a lot more reasons to be patient. So I had to find a lot of reasons to be patient, and when you develop great patience, you really tend to be able to learn how to savor the sweetness of each day and all the people and interactions within them. I'm always quite fond of pleasant interactions with perfect conversations. Conversations that are rooted in love and respect. So, like anybody, I've had to learn how to gain a lot of respect for myself and others. Most importantly, God. I guess what drove me crazy was wanting to help and not knowing where I'd fit in. I realized realized I was responsible for my own healing. So I see some good things taking place on earth. It's not all chaos and destruction. Happy about that. Each day you focus on peace, you experience more of it. Each day you focus on love, you experience more of it. So always try emanate love for the most part. I like to keep to myself and keep my head down. Seems to work pretty well. So yeah, there's a lot of great stuff in life to look forward to. It's just all about perspective. And my perspective was all wrong. Couldn't see that shining light yet. Now I do. So, whatever you're going through, I hope you can realize that it's always a good reason to be an eternal optimist and have faith and trust in that optimism for it and God to guide you. Works very well for me. It works well for others too. I've always envisioned an earth where people empower each other instead of tear each other down, tear each other apart. I suppose humanity is on its course towards that direction. One day there will be no war, no oppression, no slavery. I see that in my mind. And I look forward to it. Keeps me going each day. I don't really want to be able to, I don't want to speak about death and destruction all the time. That's not really what I'm about. So instead, focus on life. How to look after it, how to cultivate it, and how to inspire new life within the hearts and minds of people, and most importantly, yourself. We all breathe into existence through love. And love is our true nature. It's the breath of air we take with each breath. We seem to forget that. I've been to some dark places, but I'm out now. And I'm pretty happy about that. So, I have faith things will be okay. So I pray for all people. I pray that they're okay and that are guided amongst the right path. There's all an amazing path for us to take in our own lives, especially when it's inspired and guided by peace, prosperity, and optimism, and most importantly, faith. And what you may ask, well, my answer is God. So I'm happy. I was a very fearful man. So I had to spend a lot of time getting rid of those fears. If anyone took me the wrong way, it wasn't never personal. I was just in a crazy state of fear. And I was afraid of everybody, to be honest. But I realized that my fear was just deluding me, getting me to see things through a distorted lens, not being able to see the pure and redeemable aspects and qualities of life, and the many miracles that are to be found everywhere. The more faith it is we have, the more reason we have to have faith, as each and every single new miracle emanates from the heart of God. So, I'm happy to be alive, and I'm pretty optimistic about it. Didn't really have a choice. When all your plagued with this fear, at some point you need to push past it, work past those fears. And the only way to do that is to apply faith. I've had to learn to grow such an incredible amount of faith in order to feel calm, feel at peace. So that's what I do. So I thank you, God. And I thank you, anyone that's smiled at me and given me a reason to feel a warm feeling in my heart. So, life is all about warmth. Warmth is what gives us life. That's why we need the sun's light. Love is warm. Very good thing to have. And we need more warmth in our lives, more warmth in our minds, more warmth in our hearts. So we need to look after that. You need to look after your heart. You need to look after your ability to feel love and warmth within it. That's the very thing that allows you to feel alive and feel as though life is worth living. So it's amazing what qualities we've been given, how it is we can use them in order to bring new light and new life and warmth within our hearts and in our minds and through our lives. I've always found it quite warm focusing on God. Calm and peaceful. It's really helped stabilize my thoughts and my mind. I'm happy about that. I don't want to live in chaos. And I don't want to be of chaos. Just had to spend a lot of time training myself not to. By blessing peace in all those others that I see around me. It really works. So I'm going to keep doing that. So I hope that you all feel okay and trusting in your own life and the purpose and meaning, many meanings and purpose you may find within your life and the story of your life. They're all what grew you to be you, to where you are now. So never take those things for granted. The past is always a useful teacher. And I believe its purpose is to teach us to love. Because if we have no love, we have no warmth, we have no life. It's an art, learning to love and being faithful and being able to